welcome back to Guide to Soildworks. In today's tutorial, what we're going to be looking at is the 2002 Model Mania activity. So we're going to be creating this model here. Now, what we're given to do that, let's have a quick look. So we are given two phases. This is phase 1 we're going to look at first. And in phase 1 here we are given a model to create with some dimensions. We're given this hole through and the circle angle here. We're given this hole through this section here with an offset of 100 between. We're given the distance between these top faces here and the thickness of them. And we're also given the angles in which these faces are acting at. So the way I'm going to go around modelling this is effectively creating this profile here, half of it. I'm going to extrude it up, or out should I say, and then from there I'm going to add in some detail, and I'm going to draft the angle on these faces to be able to create that angle that we get here. Okay, right, so let's dive into this and then we'll have a look at how we get on. Okay then, so starting on the right plane, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to create a sketch on that plane. Now, I know the first thing I can do is create a circle on the end, and a second one from there as well. Now, this inner circle is going to be 70. And then the distance between there and there is going to be 7. So I've got an offset there of 7. Now the next part that I'm going to put in here is a line from this point all the way across, down here, up and up to the circle here until I get that tangential relationship there, which is the circle and the line across the end, and exit that sketch. So that's my tangential relationship symbol there, so that's the one I was looking for. Now the angle that I'm given here is this one to this here, so I want that angle there to be set at 15 degrees. I'm just going to pull that out so we can see 15 degrees there. Okay, so once we've got that in, we can then start to set some sizes. Now this obviously here at the moment is a bit too sharp, so I'm just going to pull that in so we can see what's going on. Now, what I want to know is where the centre of the circle is that's going to go down through there. So I'm going to put in a centre line down there, like so. And my distance from that centre line to the centre of my big circle here is going to be 100. So that distance across. Now what I need to work out is the distance from here to this end. Okay. Now if I take the measurements off the drawing, I get a 15 milli diameter hole coming down through, so 7.5 out one way, and the gap between the end of that hole to the edge of here is 7. So 7.5 plus the 7 gives me 14.5 out to the end there. Okay. Oh. There we go. Okay, so that just gives me that dimension there. Just going to clear it up by moving it out a little bit so you can see what's going on. Now we've got that in place, what I'm going to do there now is extrude. So if I come to features and extrude that sketch, so I just exit the sketch first, extrude that sketch. I need to pick up on some contours, so I want that one, and that one, like so. I'm going to do it around the mid-plane, so it comes out evenly each way, and I want it to be out 70, which is the maximum distance it comes out. The reason for that is it's not 70 all the way across, it's just 70 at the back, but I can create the contour in here to be able to cut that out. So let's create that contour then to cut out the bits that I don't want. So on this bottom face here, I'm going to sketch. I'm going to view on the top plane so I can see what's going on. And I'm going to drop in some lines here. So from there to there. Now I'm going to create an arc from here, so I'm just going to go back to my point of my end of my line, come out, and we'll get an arc in there. Drop that there. And then I'm going to connect this up to this top corner here. Still picking up on an arc there. Let's close that off with a line, up to the top corner, and just close that shape. Okay, so I want these points here to be horizontal. With that too. Just delete that off there. Okay, so I want them two endpoints to be horizontal. I want this here to be coincident with there. And then we need to now get the diameter or the radius of there. Now the radius of there is going to be the same as that distance out from that centre line, which is the 14.5, like so, pulling everything into shape. Now, once we've got that set up, what we are after is going to take away the material outside of this. So I'm going to go to Features, I'm going to go to Cut. It's going to want to cut out that middle section. I want to flip side to cut, so I'm cutting out the material on the outside. It won't preview that, it just shows us with that little arrow that it's doing it on the outside. Tick that, and we get rid of all that material around the outside, like so. Okay, so now we've got that in place. What I'm now going to have a look at doing is a draft angle on here. So I'm going to go to my draft angle, which is here. Now it's going to ask me for a angle. I'm going to go 7, and it wants a face to draft from, which is going to be this bottom face, and I'm going to flip so that arrow is pointing up, which will make it go thinner rather than wider at the top. And I want to draft that, and that face. So if I now tick there, you'll see now, if I view it from the top, that we are now coming in at an angle of 7 degrees around that outside edge, like so. Okay, so that gives me that profile around the outside. Now I want to have the hole coming through here. So I'm going to sketch on this bottom face again. I'm going to have a circle on that bottom face. Let's turn it so it's straight on. And I'm going to find the bottom edge of here, go to the centre there, draw that circle on there. Now I'm going to make this circle 15 diameter and take that features, extrude cut, and I'm going to go up to surface, or through, or either would have been fine, just highlight that top surface there. Now I've got that hole in place, I can now shell this top face here. So I'm going to go to the shell feature, I'm going to click on that top surface, and I don't want to go 10, I want to go 7, and tick there. Now what you'll find, because of the fact that we've put a draft angle on the outside of here, is that our shell, if we look from the top, turn it at a slight angle, will go in at a draft angle here. Well, we want it to come out, so we're going to have a play with that. Now, let's alter that draft angle. Okay, so I'm going to add a draft onto this then. So if I go to the draft tool, and I'm going to go from the draft expert through to the manual draft. I'm going to use the parting line tool here, and I'm going to highlight the parting lines that I want to draft from. So that one, and this side one here. And using the direction of pull is going to be this bottom surface here. Okay, now I'm going to flip that direction, so I'm drafting up, and I'm going to tick there. And you'll now get that draft angle on the inside face as well as the outside face, like so. Okay, so at this point then, what we're left with is we want to create the other half on the bottom here and add some fillets. So I'm going to mirror this across. So I'm going to take that as my face to mirror across, and my body is the whole of that component, and tick there. And we'll get that mirrored across on the other side. So now all I'm left with is creating some fillets. So in terms of this, my fillet are all going to be 3mm. So using the fillet tool. So I'm going to first of all change my fillet to 3mm, and then I am going to select some sections to fillet. So that face, I want to fillet there, and repeat on the bottom. Not that one. There, and there. And that's my fillets around that bottom edge. Now I also want a fillet around this outside edge. So around there, and around there. And that fillets around the outside face as well. Tick there, and that's all of my fillets on my model. So that's phase 1 completed. I'm just going to apply a material to that. So, or appearance should I say, to the body. And let's make it that goldy colour, like so. Tick, and there we go. So now we've got that in place. You can see the shape that we come out with. Now, phase 2 to this, so let's have a quick look at phase 2. Now, phase 2 to this is asking us now to use the design table. So we're going to look at using the design table. It wants us to modify 3 things. So it wants us to modify the diameter of this, the angle here, and the distance across. So let's have a look at going through that process. So now we're back to our model here. I'm going to create a design table. So I'm going to insert, find tables, and I'm going to go design table here. In fact, actually, I'm jumping ahead slightly there. Before I insert a design table, I want to find them dimensions that I'm going to add into my design table. So, boss here. Now, the first one I want is this one across the bottom here. And this is going to be my distance between centres. So if I click on that dimension, I can name that there. So I'm going to go distance between centres. Okay, so that's that first one. Tick there, and that's now named. I'm going to repeat that for the whole size here of 70. And that one is going to be my large hole diameter. And the last one I'm left with is my angle, in which I create here, which is that 15 degrees. So click on there, and that's my top slope angle, and tick there. So I've got them 3 labelled up, so I know what they are called. So now if I go to insert and I go to tables and a design table here. I can go to auto create a design table, so tick there, and that will bring up a list of all of the different dimensions that are based around this model. So I want to use the large hole, so click that one, hold control and click top slope and distance between centres. They're the three that I want to use. Tick there, and this brings me up all the sizes. So they are my default sizes. I've got 3 other sets of sizes. So in the large hole diameter one, I can add in 60, 50 and 40. In the slope, I can add in 10, 7 and 5. And in the distance between centres, I'm after 125, 150 and 175. There's my distances. Once I've got all the numbers in there, I just need to add in my labels B, C and D and tick at the side there. It's going to tell me that it's generating 3 different tables, so I'm just going to tick there. And once I've got them 3 set up, what I can now do is flick between them. So my design table here is set. If you go into your design tree, it's across in the configurations manager, and you will find them set up. You will always find it set up as your default, and you can just click between which one of your designs or alterations that you want to work with. So there's B, C and D, like so. Okay, now hope that helped you with this tutorial. I hope you've been able to create this model from that. Have a go and see how you get on. If you're new to Soildworks, there's loads of tutorials to support you on my page, so please have a look at them. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're a current watcher and you come back regularly, please like the video and hit that bell icon so you can get notifications of when I release new videos. So thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.